talk if anyone's talking about Beerfest. I guess I'll just start talking about it. So I'd never seen this movie before. It's a Broken Lizard movie, which is Broken Lizard is the comedy group. They've made a few movies. Most notably, in my opinion, the best. Even though this is the best out of the rated on the Rotten Tomatoes that I can see on the internet, Beerfest. But I don't think it's as good as Super Troopers. I think Super Troopers is their best, their crown achievement. I absolutely love Super Troopers, but this one wasn't bad, and I had fun with it. There's some stupid shit, but I probably laughed the most at Will Forte, because Will, it was funny to see him in there and him doing a German accent and just going over the top with his laughing and stuff really made me laugh. But yeah, Beerfest, 2006 film. They set it up for a sequel at the end that never happened. Or maybe it did, but I don't think so. They set it up because at the end they're like, oh, we're entering a weed smoking competition with Willie Nelson. Woo! Sequel that never happened. Okay, guys. Balls and Arrow. What? Balls and Arrow can eat dick. Bolsonaro. Okay, gotcha. Took me a bit to get that. Fuck Bolsonaro. Fuck Bolsonaro. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. But yeah, I don't know where G-Bergs is, where Jeremy is. You probably guys were supposed to talk about this movie. That's okay. In the Discord. I'll just talk about it. That's fine. This might go way quicker then. So the basic plot, it starts off at a funeral. This German grandpa, I think, or possibly just father, whatever. He dies, and like the jokes there, like him drinking beer while he's giving his video will. So it's like, oh, this guy likes to drink beer. I don't know. Those jokes didn't really do it for me, really, but it was fine, I guess. There was other funny jokes in this though. Again, kind of hit and miss with the comedy. Super Troopers, again, my favorite out of their films probably, I would have to say. But this isn't bad. I kind of liked it. But yeah, so they get told they gotta go. Honestly, I forget exactly, but they end up having to go to Germany. Oh yeah, they gotta spread his ashes. That's what it starts out as. They go to spread their, let's just say, dad's ashes. Or I think it's grandpa. Let's just say grandpa's ashes. So they go spread it in this town in Germany. And they're supposed to meet this one family member, and they meet him, but then he takes them to this underground beer drinking competition called Beerfest, and it's all these different beer drinking games like quarters and beer pong and monkey chugging, where you like you're hanging from your legs and you're drinking a bunch of beer. There's a bunch of different drinking games. And they see these German guys, which one of is Will Forte, doing a German accent. I think all these people are Americans doing German accents, and pretty noticeably bad, but that kind of makes it funnier in a way. I don't know. That part I have no problem with. But yeah, back to the plot. So they're at this beer fest competition, and they see that these German guys are really good at drinking beer. And then they get into an argument and a fight because they said, oh, our names are similar. We're related. But then they start calling our protagonist's grandma a whore and all this stuff, and they get into a big fight, and they end up deciding, okay, we'll do a beer competition to see who wins or whatever, if she's not a whore. I don't know. I didn't fully follow that, honestly. But then they lose. Obviously, they gotta lose at the first one. So most of the movie is them training to become beer champions of this beer fest. And they find different characters, like Landfill is the most notable, I would say. He's the guy who plays Farva in Super Troopers. He's funny. He's probably my favorite character. He has some good bits. There's just, the laughs that come out of this, they're never going to be like super brilliant laughs, but there's gonna be some dumb shit that might make you laugh, and his character made me laugh a few times by like doing shit like humping and air humping and that kind of thing, like goofy shit that might make you chuckle. Anyway, what else we got here on the good old chat? I don't know why, but I feel happy when people say that. Fuck Bolsonaro! I'll say that all day. I've never been a mod before. Well, I trust you and I love you. You're here all the time. So I thought about it for a while. And I was like, if there's one person that deserves it, it's Sketty. Beerfest. What? But, yeah, back to this. Should make sure no one's in the movie talk. That's okay. But yeah, so they're training this beer competition. There's a few different things that happen in between. I can't talk about everything, but I'll talk about this one gag that at first I didn't like it, but I do kind of like how they finished with the gag. So let me set you up this gag. So they got one of the guys, I forget his name. Let's look at the characters real quick. They don't know. I have the Wikipedia here open. Let's go to the cast. Oh yeah, Donald Sutherland is in this. I forgot. He's like kind of a big deal. That's funny that he's in this. Where is our guy? Barry. I think it was Jay Sacker. I don't think I'm saying that right, but that's what it says. That's what it looks like. I think that's right. I think he was Barry. Jay Sacker. Anyway, I was gonna set up this gag. So he's super drunk, because obviously like that's a big part of this film. They're just getting drunk and training, trying to build up their tolerance for this beer drinking competition, I guess. And to be fair, at the beginning of the film, they do put a warning on it that are like, don't fucking try to drink this much. It's a movie. Well, they don't say that. They say they're professionals, but I don't think that any of them are actually drinking that much beer. I wonder if it is real beer or not. Or maybe sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. I have questions. Maybe the Wikipedia will answer it. Maybe not. We shall see. But yeah, no, he is super drunk training. This guy who plays is Barry, is his name in the movie. And I guess he's playing drinking game with other guys, and he has to wear like a hat that's, I think it says Lou asshole or something on it. I think it says asshole on it. It's like a cardboard, shitty looking hat, and he looks really greasy, like he's dirty and stuff, and looks like he probably smells bad. His hair looks messy, and he's just completely loaded. And you see him going away with this quite attractive woman, and you're like, you kind of think you know where this is going, and you're like, is this woman actually? She's actually not gonna be this super hot woman. She's not. She's gonna be considered perhaps not attractive. But I like what they did with this, because let me explain. They do sort of do this trope. It is a plus size larger woman, and that's sort of the joke. And he's like, oh no, I didn't, like, he was drunk, imagining that it was with this hot chick, and then some of the scenes are kind of funny with it too, how the differences of what he imagines. Like, he imagines this sexual fantasy with strawberries and whipped cream, but what actually happened is he's like got poured mustard on him and slapped around and put a bag on his head to suffocate him. So it's kind of funny. And then why this joke works, in my opinion, is because at the end he's like, oh well, fuck it, I knew the whole time, and he starts making out with her again, even when he's sober. So that's why it worked for me, because I was like, you know what, yeah, you're allowed to like any kind of body type. People are allowed to like what you like, and so I'm glad the joke ended with that, because it could have been bad. Anyway, what's up? Let's go. I love you guys. This has been a really fun stream so much. Bait and switch. Yeah, exactly. It was a bait and switch, and I really liked that joke. But yeah, it's obviously this movie's pretty predictable. Except, there's one thing that I definitely have to mention though, is the death of Landfill, because it's so dumb, but it's so funny at the same time. I hope I'm not too loud for them upstairs. They're dealing with a dog. That's probably enough. But yeah, no, the death of Landfill. Let's quickly talk about. So, Landfill's the character that he can eat a lot. I guess they see him in a hot dog competition, but yeah.
Right, I forgot you can just pull it.
Oh, you are actually here. Oh my God. Holy shit, G-Berg is actually here. Oh,
I failed you.
I didn't know that you were
should have
actually
been here at
coming.
6:30.
That's okay, man.
Did you do Green Mile already?
No, we're on Beerfest.
Doing
right
Beerfest
now.
first.
I'm still doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
We're not even done it.
That is my bad.
Surprise G-Bergs visit, guys. Let's put the G-Bergs emote in.
Just showing up.
Because I was like, no one's in the Discord. I was like, what's going on?
I should have got on the Discord
and explained
and
it.
told you I was coming.
The surprise is fun. It's okay. I'm happy.
Strangers just walking into your house.
Ass. But yeah, I've said the basic plot. I've talked about this scene where I think Barry is that the character who bangs the larger woman when he's
Barry
drunk?
Badgernath, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then I talked about that scene.
Okay.
I was just about to talk about Landfill's death.
Oh, harsh.
If you want to take over on Landfill's death, you can.
I can.
Do those need a bottle opener?
Yes.
I got you.
You're the best.
G-Berg's brought beer.
I cut my hair off, so...
Oh, you're sort of matching me.
Short hair guys
Oh, I just
now.
realized I'm not wearing my movie review costume.
Yes, you need your turtleneck.
I gotta switch clothes. It'll take a second. I'll put it on the Benny Hill real quick.
Sorry to derail this review. Thank you.
You're welcome. No, this is good. This is fun. We're having a good stream. There's a fair amount of people in there for my streams anyway. We got 6 people watching, 7 if you count us.
Yeah?
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Cheers. What is this?
And it's German beer.
This looks fancy.
Yeah.
Oh, to the theme of the film.
Yeah.
You always do this. You're so nice. I love it. Okay.
Oh, come on, man.
Welcome to the party, man.
I don't contribute any bits to the Twitch. I gotta pay you somehow.
You contribute your time and your effort.
And my love.
And your life and your time, yeah, exactly. I was like, I gotta make sure it's not backwards. Oh, and I say that and I put it on backward. Oh, but that's okay. Oh. Okay, Benny Hill, that's enough. We don't want to get a copyright strike.
Definitely not.
You can play it for a little bit. It's fine apparently. Ass. Yeah, Stevie. Like, how good is that?
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Except this movie is not ass.
No, it's not bad. Yeah, I kind of like it. There's some jokes that aren't great, but like, it's hit and miss like most comedy. But it's certainly, it's certainly funny at times, I'd say. And like relatively consistent. And I was talking about how Will Forte is one of my favorite parts. Because I noticed him right away. I was like, that's funny. Fart, says Stevie. We better get a blooper reel of miscellaneous magic at some point. What?
Okay.
I don't know what you mean. I can't just do everything. I gotta just say no to some stuff. Sorry.
Magician. So, Landfill dies.
Landfill. Yes, Landfill dies. And this part, it's kind of dumb, but I really liked it. It was funny because they knew it was dumb.
This whole movie's dumb.
And they went with it.
Let's get that out of the way. This whole movie's dumb.
Outtakes from the DBQ hour. That I would have to like edit it together, and that's time. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm sorry, Stevie.
Save it.
You're so demanding. Let's keep moving. But no, we're talking about Landfill's death. We got it's funny because he falls. I'm not gonna ruin how he dies actually. Let's just say he dies, and the way they bring him back is they just have his twin brother come in, and it's so cheesy, such a trope.
It's supposed to be really stupid.
But it's so fun, and they explain it all. It's like, well, he told me about all you guys, so I feel like I know you already. And so they're making it like basically he didn't die.
And the best line is, I wish could you guys all just call me Landfill instead of, and then they fully say it in the movie. They're like, it'll be like, we never lost Landfill.
Yeah.
That's one of the lines in the movie.
Would you mind if you called me Landfill?
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny.
In memory of him. And then later on, I don't want to give everything away, but when they go back to Germany, obviously they got to go back to Beerfest. And Landfill 2 says, you mean we've all spent an entire year, sacrificed time with our loved ones, our families, practicing, getting ready for the... And then they're like, wait, you didn't practice all year.
Yeah, it's true. And they at least address that when they say stuff like that, and I appreciate it. So let's go to the Wikipedia. We didn't look at the box office yet. I think it made money.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, not a lot though.
Really?
Budget 17.5 mil. Box office 20.4 mil. But it made money. It made $3 million. It's better than the kick in the butt. And plus, obviously, that's before like DVD sales and shit, and so it probably made way more than that. Really.
I feel like this sold a shitload of DVDs, probably.
And I was talking about how out of the Broken Lizard library, this would maybe be my second favorite.
It's the third film they made.
Super Troopers is the best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Club Dread, I have never seen.
Me neither.
So we could maybe do that one day.
We should have done it for
That's
Halloween,
their first
probably.
one, right?
I think it's after Super Troopers.
Really?
Actually, I think it's the first one after Super
Super Troopers was the first one?
It might be their first one. Club Dread might be first.
Okay.
I don't know.
Super Troopers is my favorite. It's like so funny from the beginning to the end.
Hilarity.
We could maybe do that one time too. But anyway, I could I put uploads every week onto YouTube. I'm gonna put that link in right there. There's fun shit on there. I say weird shit in between the reviews and stuff, so there's sort of that kind of thing in there, Stevie. So I'm gonna put that in there. But yeah, no, this movie's fun. Lots of beer drinking. I wonder I wonder about how much is the real beer, or if they're drinking real beer.
There's CGI in some scenes.
Oh,
it's quite obvious.
Yeah, no, for that. But like, but there's also them drinking a lot of fluid too.
Yes, there is.
So I feel like, I wonder if it's like non-alcoholic beer or what. But at the beginning of the film, at the beginning of the film, they say they're professionals and they're actually drinking this beer. But I don't think that's true.
No,
I think it's just a joke at the beginning.
Yep. Did you catch the cameo at the beginning of the great and powerful Donald Sutherland?
Oh yeah, I talked about that, how he's
perfect.
in it. I said Donald because he's in the cast.
This movie gets kicked off properly, if you ask me. Like,
I didn't love the gags with the. Actually, the very opening was fine, but the gags with the grandpa drinking during the video.
Oh, you didn't like that?
I was just like, I get it. I get it. He's an alcoholic. Hilarious.
I think it's supposed to be like Germans drink beer, like everywhere,
but still,
including their deathbed.
I guess so, but I don't know. I thought that was, and they were milking that joke so hard too. Is maybe why I didn't like it that much.
Fair enough.
But I talked about some of the jokes I really did like the one where that Barry was really drunk and he ended up banging that lady, but he was like, I knew the whole time.
I knew the whole time.
That was that joke done right, because it could have been sour. They could have made it bad, but they made it good.
And this part that Doug's talking about is like one of the funniest parts of the movie for sure. For me, it's because they do such a good job of editing between what his fantasy, because he's so fucking wasted, what he thinks is going on versus what's really going on. And what he thinks is going on is hot, number one. That chick is super hot. And then we get some titties in that scene.
Oh yeah, this movie has titties. We didn't talk about that.
There's a montage of titties. You didn't talk about the montage of titties?
I didn't talk about titties yet. You go ahead. I'm glad you showed up.
So, you talked about the basic plot. The grandpa dies. They have to go bury the ashes. So they go to Germany.
But I didn't say that the ashes get poured on them.
Yeah, that happens.
By the villains.
The big dick of the movie. When they go to Germany, they go to Oktoberfest and they start drinking beer with the ashes. And there's not much else they can do because
Keep going. I'm just gonna put these in the fridge.
they were
for you.
told. Oh yeah, that's a good.
Keep
idea.
them cool for
They,
your
they were
friends.
told that they gotta wait for a guy to show up and he's gonna take them to the burial place. So they just start
Right.
drinking beer. Now, then there's, nationalities of all kinds around, and they're singing tunes from their homelands, and then they tried to sing 99 Bottles of Beer on the Wall as their homeland song, and then they're like, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
The
and then,
Brits are like, you're making fun of us.
you sing that bloody Jingo Jango. So then they start wrestling and shit, and then someone gets pushed in, and people are falling, and when they're falling, they're like, their hands are grabbing shirts and just pulling them down. It's super stupid. Again, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
This movie is totally silly. So then people are falling, grabbing girls' shirts off, and then at one point, hot cheese soup gets sent off a
So silly.
table, and it covers a man who's carrying a huge hammer, a mallet, because it's Oktoberfest. They're doing like that carnival shit where you're trying to hit the bell at the top. When he gets covered in cheese, he starts swinging it around, knocks the cork out of a huge keg of beer, and then beer is spraying on some naked ladies, and then more titties come, and there's I don't know how many titties we get. We get like
There's a lot of titties.
8 pairs right there, and then
I didn't count this time. I sometimes try to count. There was too many to count.
yeah, he was tracking that scene. And then they head to Beerfest. Then they get the ashes dumped on them and told America doesn't have a team there because Americans
are a bunch of dirty Harrys when they. I like.
Yeah,
How,
it's a dirty Harry.
I like how they use that analogy or whatever.
Even Canada has a team. Obviously, they're wearing hockey jerseys, and they're
Yeah,
just
I like the Canadian representation. I appreciated it.
And one of my favorite lines is right then when I don't know what the fuck his name is. One of the German guys, super obnoxious guy.
The main German guy.
I guess you could say
like the younger folk.
Yeah. And the two American guys go, "Oh, you fancy yourself drinkers, huh?" And he goes, we just beat the Irish, so yeah, maybe a little bit."
Yeah, that was a good line. I admit.
Beat the Irish, and the Irish, I mean, yeah, they're gonna be big drinkers. So,
yeah.
Then they say, we'll challenge your 2 best drinkers, and then obviously they get smoked, and they get laughed out of the place, and then they're like, we're gonna go back with a fucking team, we're gonna win this thing, and that's the plot of the movie. But then they gotta track down Barry Badgernath, who they knew in college,
Right.
and he's played by Jay
I don't know his
Chandrasekhar.
last name. He's in Super Troopers though too, right? Yeah. And honestly, the acting in not only this movie and in Super Troopers, all these Broken Lizard movies, none of the acting in these movies is gonna win any awards. But it's like, it's that dumb comedy sort of acting that you can stand because it's all about the joke. The acting isn't that important, it's about the joke. Like, I was trying to think of an example, but those movies like Super Troopers, Beerfest, The Slammin' Salmon is another one. It's okay too. It's got some good bits.
Very watchable.
But I would say this one is even better than that one probably. But I kind of like Slammin' Salmon though too.
Super Troopers, Beerfest, Slammin' Salmon. After that, yeah.
And there's Super Troopers 2, which I haven't seen. That's
Me neither.
It exists though.
It does exist.
So that's something to think about. But I'm ready to, I think, wrap it up.
Oh, damn. I got here too late.
Unless you got more to talk about, go ahead.
Well, did you talk about how Barry was selling himself under an overpass?
No, you go ahead. Talk about that.
That's how they track him down. He was the best drinking guy in college, so they got to go track him down. And he's selling himself for, $10, $12 under an overpass. And he's no good at quarters anymore. And then they're like, wow, that was a complete fail. But then he shows up at the bar that night when he's drunk, and he's sinking all these crazy shots, and he's like,
with all the CGI.
I'm better when I'm drunk. And Jay Chandrasekhar directed it. So that's where a lot of the humor comes from too. And they obviously would improv on set a lot. And if you do get your hands on a DVD copy of this and watch the special features,
I have Super Troopers on DVD, but I do not have this. Like I said, I've only ever seen this once now for the first time.
And that's a real good turnaround. Not that they're doing any great character development, obviously, but then it leads to so many different things, and they all knew each other back in college, the main characters, and Barry slept with one of the guys' wife. One of the guys' wife.
Yeah, that's something we should mention, I guess.
And it leads to a great line where they're trying to play beer pong, and he's like, I told you I don't fucking play pong! Why doesn't he play pong? Because he had a ping pong paddle shoved up his ass.
And they're like, a ping pong paddle handle? That's not so bad. It wasn't the handle. But before they said that line, I was like, I knew it was coming. It was like, it's obviously, it's not going to be the handle, because it's more funny to be the other part, right?
I've been shitting pancakes ever since.
Yeah. And
another great line.
I have to admit that was kind of funny, too.
Yes. And the line that really gets me is when he goes, I don't fucking play pong anymore because of, the asshole situation. And then his buddy's like, whoa, dude, you're acting crazy. Yeah, your wife didn't think I was crazy when I was double teaming her with Silo Johnson. And then the German guys are right there, and it's a double team. That's a really funny part. And then, let me tell you something. It wasn't corn he was keeping in that silo, but they never mention what was in the silo. Little jokes here and there, and not gonna give away the ending, but.
And one of the other guys was like, what, Silo?
Yeah.
Like, what? No, not him. Kind of thing. It was like, we never met this character though. Like, we don't know.
No.
We don't know him.
The smart guy on the team is a scientist, and he's a Jewish guy. And how do they convince him? Yeah, we're gonna go against the Germans. Big, blonde, blue-eyed Germans.
Yeah, that's
asshole Germans.
There's some Jewish stereotyping, which I guess is fine, because I think there's some Jewish people on the cast. So
Probably.
I think it's okay.
It's not like anti-Semitic stuff.
It's not anti-Semitic. It's just like the stereotype.
I mean, if you can't joke about shit.
It's nothing too mean-spirited.
It's not mean-spirited, yeah, I know. Ooh.
That was close. Okay, so I'm running out of stuff to say about it. You have anything else?
Not really, other than it's just a great time. Drink beers to it. Watch it with your buddies.
Cheers.
Boom.
Wait, there we go.
Gotta clink it.
Gotta clink it. All right, we're rating it.
In the end, Willie Nelson makes an appearance.
Oh, I talked about that, but yeah,
we never get Potfest.
And I talked about that. We don't get the Weed Fest movie.
So now me and Doug are gonna rate Potfest, obviously, and we'll shoot it in Saskatoon.
Yeah, well, we should make it. Get a hold of Willie Nelson. He's still alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, he's so old. Good for
That's
him.
why you gotta smoke the weed.
And smoking so much weed.
Gotta smoke the weed. Somebody give Doug a hoot
Who's
already.
my idol? I've had 2 already, but
Somebody hoot this man.
If you wanna. Thanks for people sticking around. Where are we going with this? What are you going with this? I'm feeling.
I'm going big.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna go that big. It's fun, but I think it's just kind of like Super Troopers is, in my opinion, their crown achievement, and this is a kind of fun dumb movie though.
A little bit.
I'm going 6.7.
Ooh.
Yes, weird, but I feel it speaks to what I feel about the movie.
I'm going this many.
Oh, what? I have to look at your finger. The 9.
9.
Oh, that's big.
Big. Big. And I'm grabbing another beer too.
Oh yeah, go nuts. There you are.
Damn, dude, you got a volcano, bro?
I talk about it all the time, but yeah.
How did I not hear about this?
I don't know. There's even a song about it, sucking on the teat of the weed machine.
It does kind of look like boob.
Right? Well,
really triangular one.
Well, it's more about when you have the bag, you're sucking on the bag.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
okay,
what I mean by
enough.
it. But that's fair. It does look like a boob too.
You should do a Twitch with a couple bags of weed.
I wrote your name really poorly, but
that's okay.
That's okay. 9 out of 10 Bergs.
Woo!
6.7 out of 10 me's. I'm gonna put on a beat for this part. Okay, so yeah, look at it. Look at what we wrote on here. Beerfest. It was alright. He loved it.
I love it.
I think it's at least okay, maybe even
Doug has more
Good.
nostalgia attached to it. I watched it as a kid,
That's true.
hoping to drink beer one day.
It had some stupid jokes, but it had some jokes that definitely made me laugh.
Oh,
And it was fun overall.
They go to a high school party at one point, and it's
Oh.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was good. Okay, in that part, I was thinking, like, why didn't they just, like, talk? They're of age. Why don't they just, like, walk out, but they all run away, like, like.
When
But
the cops show up.
But that makes it funny too. So, I stand by my 6.7 out of 10 Doug's, and we got Cheeseburgers 9 out of 10. That's it for this one. Next movie and last movie, because that's how we do it now.